Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to the 125th episode of Kingdoms. We're starting off today in the Hall of Patrons, because we have a bunch of new faces to induct into the Hall of Patrons, and yeah, there's quite a few of them. So, we have Josh D8500, Felix Vogel, Diane Christensen, Ben Dodds, Sella? AspyGamer13? I'm gonna butcher some of these names, fair warning. The Wabbit, Vicky Reichart, Tin Man, Scott Nelson, G.I. Jojo, Stina Rose, Crafting Twins 1 and 2. And then over here we have Dennisy and Bruce Barner. Patrons, if you have not, if your head is not next to your sign, it means you haven't sent me your Minecraft in-game name. Go to Patreon and send me a message on Patreon so I can get you properly added. But I've managed to get all of the rewards. I was bad last month and slacked into so this is actually February and March's patrons. So yeah, but they're all here now, and this is also the 125th episode, so there is a new world download, and on top of that, there is a texture pack update as well. The texture pack has been updated to the latest snapshot, 17W13B, which is fantastic. And a couple minor changes have been made to the texture pack as well. Basically, what I have done is I have undone a lot of the texture pack changes. So, well, I shouldn't even say a lot. I undid the glowstone lamp, or the redstone lamp. It's the same thing. You always get angry when I say glowstone lamp, but redstone lamp, glowstone lamp, you guys know what I'm talking about. I undid the texture pack change for that because I wasn't happy with it. I didn't like it. And then I think I also undid the texture pack change for redstone as well. So there's a link in the description to an updated world download and an updated texture pack as well. So, there for you to enjoy. In today's episode, we are going to be doing a bit of a world tour, because that's what we do. Every 25 episodes, when we do the world download, we do a little bit of a world tour so we can kind of recap what we've built in the previous episodes, and also so I can kind of tell you, where things are when you download the world. So we're here. This is Altum. This is our starting town. It's basically like a little mercenary outpost, and I want to say that we built this Altum gatehouse right here. I want to say we built this one shortly after episode 100. I think this was built in the last 25 episodes. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was. Other things that we built in the last 25 episodes, or since the last world download, this chicken farm is definitely new, and it's filling up quite nicely. I'm actually going to take all this stuff with me. And I just realized I don't have an ender chest on me for some reason. I must have put it down somewhere and forgotten to pick it back up. That's all right. I know there's an ender chest over here in what used to be our main storage room, but isn't anymore. There's all these chests. Well, that's a bad example. You didn't see those. But the vast majority of these chests are now completely empty of anything useful. There's very few things in here that are actually still useful things. But let's put all of our chicken over here and all of these feathers, because we're going to want to return those to our actual shulker box once we get there. So let's start our little world tour. We've got a few things here. This may be new, this little outcropping. I'm not sure if that was within the last 25 episodes or not. It's hard to remember because it all kind of blends together in your mind. Horsey? There was a horse here. Horsey? Where'd you go? Where'd my horsey go? Well, this is embarrassing. I seem to have misplaced my horse. He was here literally 30 seconds ago. Am I blind? Did he wander somewhere where I just can't see him? Horsey! What? Well, what in... Oh, there he is. Ah, stupid horse. Making me get lost and stuff. All right, so let's head out of the town of Altum. Everything in this world at least for the most part, is connected up with roads. So for the most part, if you follow the roads, you will find the things. Just saying. Follow the roads. They will lead you to where you need to go. This road heads out of Altum and leads to our farming village of Anono, where we did actually take on a little bit of a project within the last couple episodes. We revamped our sheep farm. So I actually have like a proper sheep farm here now, which is something that I didn't have up until fairly recently. Previously, I just had like a pen with a whole bunch of sheep in it. But I now have not that house. Horse! Oh, you know what? I'm parking this horse. No? Okay. Well, ooh, I know. We'll park him in here. He can't escape from there. That'll work. We'll park him in the sheep pen temporarily so he can't run away. Stupid horse. In here, we revamped our sheep farm, and we actually have a fully functional sheep farm down here now with all the different types of wool and sheep and all that kind of stuff. It's quite useful for getting the different types of colored wool. And previously, all I had was just this giant pen with like all the different types of sheep in it, but nothing I could really like do. Like if I wanted to get a specific color, I'd have to re-dye a bunch of sheep, and it was kind of a pain. So I now have a designated sheep farm instead. If you go, well, actually, let's swing over there to Solus really quick. And this is something we're going to be working on in the future. Over here, this is the City of Light. This is Solus. And this is a project that I started a long time ago, and it's been worked on here and there. It hasn't been just completely abandoned or anything like that, but it gets worked on in little chunks here and there. This house is relatively new. We got like a villager breeder over here, which I don't villagers. I've tried. They struggle. Villager transportation is a nightmare. But this is the City of Light. We are going to be coming back to this at some point. My kind of tentative plan, is to finish Regnum, our Roman city that we're currently working on, and then to take a lot of those lessons that we learned building Regnum and go back to Solus and try to apply them, so that we can have a super nice City of Light. Because right now the City of Light is looking not so much like a city and more like a random collection of buildings that doesn't fit very well together. Please let me sleep. I can see the stars. It's almost dark. Sleep, please. Come on, go down. There we go. Man, I wish it would let you sleep, like, any time. Like, if you slept during the day, I wish it would become night. And if you slept at night, it would become day. So, like, you could sleep twice, and it would make it, you know what I mean? Like, that would be just super useful instead of having to wait for it to be night. Or if they added a sleeping bag, like they have in Modded, that would also be perfectly awesome. But anyway, so then you take the road going out this direction, away from Solus, and out this corner of the village, and this road leads off to Woodsong, which is our Skyrim-inspired village. Also, I just want to say, this world tour, we're not going to have a chance to look at absolutely everything in the world. I'm going to focus pretty much on the stuff that we built in the last 25 episodes. If you want to get a closer look of the world, and try and catch up on some other stuff, I highly recommend going back to watch episode 100 if you haven't already, because that one covered everything that was in the world up to that point. And yeah, so basically we're going to cover what we built in the last 25 episodes, which is not why I'm not going to go over to like our Ravine City or any of that kind of stuff. But this is Woodsong. This is our Skyrim-inspired village. And in the last 25 episodes, we haven't done much here. We have, I don't think we did we do this little mine shaft? I don't think so. I think that was done previously. But this bridge is new. And in fact, this bridge is built only within the last like 2 or 3 episodes. This road then leads off to what has been the bulk of the last 25 episodes, and that is our Roman-inspired city the city of Regnum, or the kingdom of Regnum, depending on how you want to look at it. It's a little bit of a trek. It's a little bit of a journey, but I have to say that this is probably my favorite kingdom so far. All the previous kingdoms are great, but I think that this one is really kind of on the next level, so to speak. And I've learned a lot building this about city planning and all that kind of stuff. So, and this is also still a work in progress, I should say. This kingdom is far from finished. But over here, we've got a couple of houses. Nothing super crazy or anything like that. This is kind of the one that I'm living in, so to speak. A couple other minor houses, kind of a Roman style, but it's not really like a true Roman style. It's inspired by that. It takes some elements of that, but then I have my own spin on it. In here, we have like a super smelter that can smelt like, well, let's see, 8 plus 8, 16 items at a time. So every 4 rotations, that super smelter can smelt a full stack of items, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. Like, that's pretty fast. Sure, there are better, faster smelters that people have made, but that one certainly serves my needs. Over here, we've got a little stables. Speaking of which, horsey, stay in the stables. Got a little stables over here to hold our horse. Over here, I think this is all just... Oh, come on. Fly, please. There we go. I'm pretty sure that over here... Ow! Oh, that great flying self. Wow, that was embarrassing. Over here, we just have a couple more houses. I think these were built primarily in live streams. Because a lot of the house building in Regnum has been done on live streams just because the houses are all very similar, and I don't want to just basically spend forever building the same thing over and over again in videos. I don't think that makes good content. They're all a little bit different. No two houses are exactly identical, but at the same time, they're not different enough that I think it would warrant an entire video. And I did realize while we were doing this tour that somehow this house does not have a door. Let's solve that. There we go. So, houses, pretty straightforward. But then we get to the good stuff. So over here, we have, well, in fact, let's just go above. Over here, please land, thank you. Down below, directly below us, this is our Colosseum. And it's a mob farm. So this mob farm, the mob farm portion of it, was designed by Nembon MC, who is a fantastic technical Minecraft player and YouTuber. I asked him for a little bit of help in figuring out a mob farm. I was hoping he would just kind of point me in the right direction and be like, you should build this farm right here, this one, and then he'd send me a link to a video. No, he actually took a few hours and designed me a mob farm from scratch, specifically for kingdoms, which is incredible. And it works super, super well. So we've got kind of a Colosseum arena type thing in the middle here. Nothing super fancy, but it works. And then down below, this is where the magic happens. Over here, we've got our drop system. And you can see, this thing does some work. I mean, I think this was basically like one night of AFKing. All this stuff, like, I'm set. If I ever run out of bone meal or gunpowder or whatever, I can just come to the mob farm and I am good to go, which is pretty fantastic. Over here, this is what we built, I think, last episode. This is our bathhouse. And this is just kind of an aesthetic building. It doesn't really serve any functional purpose, per se, as far as Minecraft goes. It's just here to look cool, and I think it does. I think it gets the job done, and it's kind of just a nice point of interest. Same goes for this temple over here. This is our temple to the Regnum god of war, whose name I forget. Was it Marius? I feel like it was Marius. I don't remember for sure, though. I'd have to look back at the video. But it's just another aesthetic building, doesn't serve any real purpose. Over here, on the other hand, this building serves a very important purpose. This is our storage room. And this is essentially our central storage facility for the entire world. Like, all of our stuff, for the most part, is stored here. If I need to come and grab some resources for a project, this is where I go. We keep everything stored here from, wood to glass to armor and tools to all of our diamonds and iron ingots and you name it. It's all here. Everything is here, and it's pretty cool. I love this building. This building is gorgeous and beautiful. Over here, we have the Grand Library of Regnum, and this is where we store all of our enchanted books. So we've got like efficiency books here and fortune books here and all that kind of stuff. All the books that we've accumulated from exploring and stuff like that, we keep them all here. Where did you come from? I thought everything in the library was not spawnable. Are there spawnable areas in here? Sure enough, there are. Well, here's what we'll do. If I break you, and we put a torch there, and I put you back, is this spawnable now? No. Okay. So I think that will be good. Are there any spawnable? There's a spawnable area right there, too. I'm gonna have to do something about that, but I'll worry about that later. Upstairs, we keep something that we started doing in this episode, or in this last 25 episodes, and that is we are now doing comments and questions of the day. So we will actually be back here next time, or in fact later this episode, to do a comment or question of the day, and then we store them in these chests, and this will store tons and tons and tons of books. We only started doing this, well, let's see, 10 episodes ago, so we haven't been doing that for very long, but that's a thing that we now do, and we store that up here in the Grand Library, which is part of the reason that I wanted to build the Grand Library. So, that is essentially Regnum in a nutshell. There's going to be a lot more to do here. I'm hoping we'll finish it within the next 25 episodes and that it will be done by episode 150, but that's not all that we've done in the last 25 episodes. There's a couple other minor things to go look at. So, I'm going to head off to our desert area, which, by the way, if you come out this portal in the Nether, and you fly basically, okay, let's start over. You come out the portal in the Nether, you turn left, and then you fly straight up here. You'll see this ladder sticking up out of the ground, and this leads to my actual Nether hub and transportation system. I'm going to move that portal that we were looking at. I'm going to move that eventually, but before I do that, I want to incorporate the portal in the overworld into Regnum. It doesn't make sense to build the thing twice, so that's a thing. But if we fly down over here, this leads to our end portal room, and directly above our end portal room, we have a desert. And in that desert, we built a farm over the last 25 episodes. That farm, of course, being our squid farm, right over here. This guy is actually pretty cool, and it gives us lots and lots and lots of squid. I don't know, you really can't see it without me going into spectator mode, but it does work, and it works very well. So I'm happy with it. Basically, there's a whole system thing, but it works. It produces tons of ink, more than I'm going to need in a single-player world, and now we're getting creepers over here, so let's hurry back and run away. So, that is pretty much what we've done in the last 25 episodes, I think, but we do still have to do a comment and question of the day. So, let me pick one out, and I'll meet you over at the Grand Library. Alright guys, I am back. We're back in Regnum, and I've got a comment picked out from the last video. This one is from Striped Cow, and it says, Welsknight, I have an idea for the question of the day. If you could add one feature or item to vanilla Minecraft, what would it be? So, I'm not going to give the easy answer of slabs and stairs and fences and walls for all the things, because that's something that I absolutely want, but at the same time, you said one feature or item, so I'm not going to say slabs and stairs and walls for all the thing. Here's what I would love. I would love a wrench. And you're probably wondering, especially those of you who don't watch modded or don't play modded, you're probably wondering, what in the world is a wrench? What would a wrench do? Well, I show you. I have demonstration. So, we've got, in the latest snapshots, these beautiful, gorgeous blocks called terracotta. Right? Terracotta blocks. Look at them. They're lovely. They're beautiful. But how they place is dependent on where you're standing when you place them, right? Like if I want to do a circle, these are all going to place in the same way. And now this pattern doesn't come out. So what a wrench would do, it would be something where you would like right click on an item with it, or maybe left click an item with it or something like that. And it would rotate that item between its various facings. So, for example, if I place this like this, and then I like right clicked with this wrench, or it could be done with a tool as well. You could right click with a pickaxe or whatever. It would then rotate the block to its next thing, right? And then you'd right click it again, and it would rotate it again, and so on and so forth. It would also work on basically any block that's affected by where you're standing when you place it. So for example, stairs, right? Stairs rotate depending on where you're standing. And if you were to right-click this with a wrench or however it would be implemented, I also kind of like the idea of right-clicking with a pickaxe, because that's not something that already does a thing, but it could be, just really useful. It would rotate the block, which could be useful if you're trying to build in very confined spaces. Like, say I want a stair to face this way, right? But I want it to go right here where I'm standing. There's no way that I can place that without breaking out these blocks behind. And a wrench, I could put this down, right-click the wrench, and it would rotate for me. You could use it on pistons, you could use it on logs, you could use it on slabs, stairs, whatever. It would just be basically something that would allow you to cycle through block states, essentially a tool, and allow you to place blocks in the way in the orientation that you want more easily. I think that would be a great addition, especially with terracotta, because terracotta is a nightmare to place. Not so much when you're working in like horizontal, right? If you're like trying to place like so, you get the patterns if you're trying to place it on a horizontal plane, but when you're trying to place it vertically, like it's a nightmare to try and get the design. I think it's like that, and then like this and like this. Nope, messed it up. See what I mean? Like, it's just, it's hard to do. So a wrench or something similar would be the one item that I would add to Minecraft if I could only add one thing. So, there you have it. But guys, I think that is going to do it for this episode. I can't believe it's already been 125 episodes. That's just insane to me. But time flies when you're having fun, I suppose. Guys, there is a world download and a texture pack update in the description. But as for me, I am out of time. So my friends, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.